Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves a Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under today, and it is Monday, so that means I'm hopping along with the girls from the lands down under. That's right, the lands. Australia, that's us with the white stars on the flag, and New Zealand, the ones with the red stars on the flag. We're joining together and creating a hop for you to learn about our countries down under the equator. This month we're looking at spring and our flora, and this is a layout that I've created of a Floriade, which happens every year in the capital of Australia at Canberra. So I've collected together a whole range of papers. I'm using some 6x6s here. I'm using a bit of a scrap from this one. And I've got some flowers that I've pulled that I may or may not use, and in the end I choose not to use, and I do use the ones from this piece here. I have my photos that I took when I visited Floriade 2 years ago. Floriade is a great garden festival. It's in our capital at Canberra, and it's full of tulips and lots of other garden displays. I have these two beautiful papers that I'm going to use on this layout, plus some cardstock. So I have these papers, and they are from the very talented, what's her name? Paige Taylor Evans, and they fit beautifully with the theme and the concept of spring. Here in Australia, spring starts on the first day of September, and it's known as Wattle Day, and then we go for 3 months of warmer temperatures, and already we are having some quite significant improvement in our weather, with days already hitting the 30 mark, which is pretty auspicious at this time of the year, which also maybe bode well for a hot summer. And already our fireys are out doing their back burning, because they know that come 1st of October, when fire season starts, that it has the potential to be very intense indeed. So during spring, as I said, down in Canberra, they have Floriade, and I've taken these photos here of the tulips. So what I'm doing now is I'm just matting it up, getting it ready to lay up, and I'm just using a little bit of the green in behind just to lift it up off that busy background that I'm using in that panel. Now you'll see me fuss a bit with these photos, and I'll move them around a bit because they are busy photos and I want them to stand out on their own. They were beautiful. The flowers, if you ever get a chance to go to Canberra at October and September, and you can see these great floral arrangements, and they happen every year. I'm going to cut 3 circles now using my Creative Memories circle cutters. These are just so useful to pull out and cut. As you can see, my blades are not sharp. I need to get new ones. I keep saying it, but I just keep putting it off because I forget about it. I put it down and I don't use it again until the next time, and then go, oh yeah, that's right, I was going to get some new blades. So I really do need to get a Creative Memory supplier and get those blades happening. I'm cutting out 3 of these. I only have this one sheet of paper, so you'll notice that they're not complete circles, but that's okay because I'm going to cover those up down the panel. So don't be afraid if you don't have the perfect shape to not include it. If it's the right colours, you can always add embellishments or hide it and tuck it in behind photos, and that's what I'm going to do here on this layout. I'm keeping this layout quite simple because the photos are quite busy, and I like how these all layer up and add that little bit of interest to the layout. Here in Australia, spring temperatures can vary depending on what state you're in and also what year it is. Sometimes we have a wet spring, sometimes we have a cool spring. This one is turning into a warmish spring already, which I love because I love the warm weather. And I've come back and it's been very pleasant indeed, I must say. So I'm layering up these 3, and you can see that that actually reflects the circles that are on that background paper, and also the circles that were within the gardens with the colours of those beautiful tulips looking over the lake there. So it is, like I said, a fairly easy layout and something that's coming together quite nicely, but the size of my photos are throwing me. and that is why I've changed what I print these days. These ones were 6x4s and a 5x7. I cut one down, this one here that I'm popping up with foam tape, to fit on the page. These days I tend to print 3.5x5s and then the odd biggest shape when I need it. So I'm just going to pop up these flowers which I fussy cut out of that paper, and I also fussy cut some of the birds from the leftover from the panelling. I did mount my photos first of all with the same paper that I used in that side panel, so it's all tying it together. I've got some thread here, some green Hessian thread, which I'm going to also include into the clusters, and I'm popping up everything so it's easy to tuck this thread in messily underneath. So I put a bit of glue in there just to hold it in place, and I'm using my awl to push it through, and there's no rhyme nor reason to the shape of the thread. I'm just tucking it in and looping it over itself, and that way it just goes in as a messy pile under the flowers but adds that little bit of point of interest. I have these thicker stickers that I picked up on sale, and they have become quite a favourite, and I'm using those to put in the title Floriade, and that's all I need to add because I do have a whole range of other Floriade pages that this will just go in together with. So that's basically the outline of my layout. I'm just going around it with a green pen. I could have chosen purple, I could have chosen a red, I could have chosen a yellow, but I've gone with this limey green to match the papers and those flowers to the left. So just to finish off, I'm going to add in some Nuvo drops to each of those clusters, and that draws your eye over to that left-hand panel as the right-hand side is heavy with the photos. So that's how this layout has come together. There is a group of girls playing along, as I said. Down below there is their playlist, and all the girls can be there sharing their spring layouts. This one here today is just about Floriade, flowers that are on display during that beautiful garden festival. And over the next month I will do a few more layouts with Australian flora in particular. So here's how the clusters have come together and those circles. You can't see where the paper was short because I've covered them up, and that's how you can stretch your stash if you haven't got the right amount to fit. And as you can see, the title is just added in nicely there, and I have that panel down the side just for a point of interest on this layout. Quick and simple, nice and easy. I hope there's something here that inspired you. Remember, I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves a Scrap, coming to you from the land down under. Give me a thumbs up. Go and visit everybody else on the playlist and give them a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button so you know when I am posting again. And leave me a comment, and I promise I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. You can find me on all my socials under the name of Kathy Loves a Scrap, even Instagram, where all my layouts end up, especially those without video. And thanks for watching. Happy scrapping. Till next time.